Hello, everybody. I am feeling well enough after my second COVID vaccine to go ahead and do tonight's live at 6 p.m. talking about EDD and unemployment issues here in California. So, welcome everyone who made it tonight. The first question is from Curly. He says, if you don't need UI benefits anymore, do you just stop certifying? Yes, that is one option. Or if you don't think your hours are going to be stable, you can continue to certify for benefits. You would get the excessive earnings warning, and just let them know that your hours are unstable or like not guaranteed due to COVID right now. That's not the official term on the form. But yeah, you can just quit certifying. Miss Mommy says, I qualified for a new claim, but when I certified, my old claim was still there. My money is pending. So that can be because your new claim is still in a review period and you won't be able to get paid out on either claim until that review period is complete. But anytime your account's pending more than 72 hours, I do recommend calling them to find out exactly why. Ben says, even with the vaccines and businesses reopening, the unemployment extension to September is still needed because businesses will be operating at only half capacity, not many hours for people. Yeah, and you guys know that I am back to work at the movie theater. We used to have a lot of employees. They brought back the managers first, which is really nice, but our employees are still waiting for the most part to be brought back. We have a handful, maybe 6 people that have come back at the staff level, not at the management level, and they're only getting 1 to 2 shifts a week. But they're actually happy because it's a lower level position, and they are the ones that made a little bit more on unemployment. And I know some people feel some type of way about that, but remember, it wasn't just like to compensate people for their lost wages. It was to incentivize people to stay home. So if people bought a PlayStation with that money, but it kept them home to keep people like my mom safe, then I'm grateful for that. Maybe it allowed them to get caught up on their bills, whatever it is. I'm understanding about that. So Rasar says, does a change of address put certifications into pending? I am not moving out of state, still within California, but a different city. I should not have any problems when I move in July. No pending. You shouldn't have problems with it, but it's the EDD, so I won't ever guarantee that you won't have problems. I know what a lot of people have done when they move is they just leave a forwarding address with the post office, although then I've heard that you can't forward government mail. So if there is, any way that you can continue getting mail at that old address, that might be an option for you. I would recommend maybe making sure that you've updated your ID with your new address before you change your address in the EDD website. Try and, do that first. That way, if you are asked to verify your ID again or something like that, everything matches up. Joel says, I was reading some articles about some lawmakers wanting to pass a 4th stimulus check, maybe even adding a new unemployment extension from September. Whenever overkill, we're recovering already. Joel, I think it's too early to see. Like Ben was saying, and I was commenting on, we used to have a lot of employees, and even the theaters open on reduced hours. Every day we used to have a 10 a.m. set of shows, and we're 12 screens. So 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m. So 5 sets of shows. So basically you could have 2 sets of people pretty much working a full 8-hour shift. And that was every day of the week, all 7 days of the week. Now, on Monday through Thursday, we only have a 4 o'clock set and a 7 o'clock set. So even the managers that are working, we're not getting 8-hour shifts Monday through Thursday. And then on the weekends, we still don't have 5 sets. We have 3 sets. So we have like a 1 or a 2 o'clock and a 4 or a 5 o'clock and a 7 o'clock or an 8 o'clock. But we're not at full hours yet. And we may not have the payroll budget to increase our hours until people start coming back to the movies. So I think a lot of businesses are going to be like that. Disneyland too, when they reopen, it's going to be at 25% occupancy. So they may not stay open as late as they used to. I think the recovery is going to be a really long process. It's great that it seems like that process has started, but we're still a ways away from things being really good again. I lost my place. You guys know when I lose my place, that means to take a moment and like the video. But I found my place again. Will says PUA app only asks one question for income. 2019 self-employment net. PUA doesn't ask for 2020 income or last 18 months. Only the one answer box for 2019. I only have 2020 self-employment income, not 2019. What do I do? So in that case, I would list 0. I would call the EDD. I'm honestly not sure on that. So you would need to state why you needed benefits. I would call the EDD. So you're just now applying for PUA and you've never had it before. I will try and look into that. That's the first time that's come up, at least on my channel. M33 Lover said, I filed a PUA appeal going on 6 weeks. Should I reapply? I have not heard anything yet. No, unfortunately, the appeal process takes a really long time. I had a friend go through the appeal process. It took him 10 to 15 weeks. On a PUA claim, if you have a current claim, it's not going to let you reapply. And if for some reason you have another type of unemployment claim, as long as you're within your benefit year, it's not going to let you apply for a new claim. And PUA claims, they just keep adding the extensions on. So at this point, you're just waiting on a hearing date. Since their appeal took 15 weeks, I'm now hearing that appeals take up to 6 months. And I know that that is not good news. It does not bring me any joy to tell you that, but I do want you to be prepared for that process. And unfortunately, reapplying will not solve that once you're at the point where you're filing an appeal. So good luck to you, and I hope that goes quicker than that time frame. And thank you for the donation. Okay, Vanessa says, so no one that you know is actually on the PEUC3 now. I don't know anyone that is. Either everyone is at maximum benefits paid or just certifying until they reach 0 in mid-April. Yes, because the EDD has not completed the programming for the third PEUC extension. So that's not ready yet. That's going to be ready between April 10th and April 30th, they've said. So, so it could be a little while. So no one should see the PEUC3 until April 10th to April 30th. Shoot. I'm going to mess up your name and you gave me such a good donation. Okay. It's because in my head, remember how I was like, it's like Sinai. And I know that that's not it. Sine. Is that right? I feel like that's right. Anyway, remind me. I was going to write it down. I asked you to remind me last time. I didn't see it come up in the chat. Anyway, your first PEUC extension just ran out this morning. Do I call to get put on the second extension, or do I have to wait like everyone who's waiting for the third extension? Thank you. Okay, so that's a really good question. And it's my understanding, although the EDD does all kinds of weird things that they're not supposed to do, is that they were no longer able to add the second PEUC extension to anyone's claim after March 13th. That's my understanding. So I think that you're going to kind of skip the second PEUC extension altogether. But once the programming's in place for the third PEUC extension, that you'll be able to certify retroactively. But I would recommend calling the EDD. I hate when that's the answer, but I just don't want you guys sitting around and waiting because you were like, well, Shelly said it was going to be okay. I would love for you guys to hear it from an official rep yourselves. Also, has your benefit year ended? Because has your benefit year ended? That's another question. But don't leave me another donation. I will find it in the comments. I promise. Okay. Because if your benefit year ends, you have to call regardless. Some people, when they work a little bit, the benefits stretch out longer than they traditionally would. So there are some people who are still using their first PEUC extension that haven't reached the end of their benefits yet because they've been working a little bit. But once that benefit year ends, if you're not on a PUA claim, you do need to file a new claim. Okay. Myra says, I just got off the phone with EDD. I'm on PEUC. My claim year is over. I certified 2 weeks yesterday, which was 4/4. My payments are pending. The rep told me the payments should be released no later than Wednesday. I hope that that's true. Did she help you file a new claim on the phone? Did she ask you if you had worked at all since you first filed your new claim? I hope that they do release your payments. I know I've had lots of friends, unfortunately, that were told payments would be released and then they weren't. So, I mean, you know the drill. If they're not there on Wednesday, give them a call. Will says you started your self-proprietorship in January of 2020. And then it's not able to sustain you right now. PUA was only available. I don't know how to answer that, Will. I'm gonna look into it. And Jenny Silver, she might know. I would tend to think that if it's asking for 2019 income that you put 0 and that you put that, you were in the process of like building your business, but I don't know that for sure. And again, I don't want to give you bad advice. I don't have all the answers, guys, because I don't work for the EDD. I sure try to sort it out, but it seems like the EDD is making a more and more tangled mess of everything. Gets harder to sort out. Michael says, I'm sure everyone is going to be asking about filing a new claim and what does it mean when you've received the letter saying invalid claim 1277. So when you get that claim, that form, even if you later receive a form that says that an award letter, the 1277 invalid claim notice takes precedent. It supersedes, it overpowers, it overrules, however you want to say it, it overrules any award letter that you get. So once you get the 1277 letter, that means that you're going to stay on your existing claim once that extension is ready. So don't appeal that, by the way. Please don't appeal that, because we just talked a little earlier on this about how the appeal process takes a long time. Getting denied is fine. I thought I had my letter somewhere like really nearby. You notice towards the end of that letter, I think in bold, it says this does not affect your ability to receive extended benefits. Marie, thank you for the donation. My benefit year began on April 12th of 2020. Does it mean that I don't have to do anything, right? No. If your benefit year, you would only not do anything if you have a PUA claim. If you have any other type of claim, you do need to reapply. I still recommend calling the EDD to see if you qualify for a new claim, because sometimes they can bypass the official process of officially applying for a new claim and keep you on the extension. So if your benefit year started April 12th, that means that your claim year is ending any day now. The earliest I recommend calling them is 5 days in advance. So on April 12th, I wouldn't call until April 7th. But on April 7th, I would call them and say, hey, my benefit year is ending. Can you see if I qualify for a new claim? They should be able to help you with that and tell you what your next step is. Now, that's only if you're not on PUA. If you're on PUA, you don't need to do anything. PUA is traditionally for those people who are self-employed. Okay, Myra says, thank you for the donation. New claim was denied back in February and was approved for PEUC 2. My balance is now at 0 as of last night. Should I call or wait for 410? So Myra, for you, you are just waiting on the EDD to complete their programming. So you won't, If you are able to certify again, it might not go to paid right away, because you're just waiting on the program, but calling's not gonna speed that programming up, so you already went through the process of reapplying. This would be a good point to mention that we all are getting that generic message on our UI Online homepage. Doesn't matter if you're a PUA, doesn't matter if you've already filed a new claim. It's saying, like, it's reminding everybody about their benefit year ending, but that is just a standard message. So since you already applied for a new claim in February, you do not need to do that again. You're just waiting on that programming to happen. So that was a good question. Okay, let's see here. Um, ah, I'm on Anthony Valdez's question from 602. It says, I called today because the reopen button was still on last week. They put me on an extension today. They opened a new claim. I'm scared they're not going to give me max benefits. It depends. Were you on a PEUC claim? If you're on a PEUC claim, even if you qualify for a whole new claim, if that amount is less than $25 less, then they still keep you on the extensions. And if you don't qualify for a new claim at all, they also keep you on the extension. That's why if you get the 1277 invalid claim letter, you don't want to appeal that. It's good that you got that. It means that you're going to be kept on your existing claim and get the extensions applied automatically once you've gone through the process of applying for the new claim and getting denied that new claim. Okay. But if you had a Fed Ed claim and you do qualify for a new claim and that gives you a lower weekly benefit amount, unfortunately, they do honor the lower weekly benefit amount if you qualify for a new claim and when you applied for that new claim, your existing claim type was Fed Ed. So much bad news. I'm really sorry, you guys. I'm sorry about that. I will tell you, though, my experience with the second dose of the Pfizer COVID vaccine was good, although I am still in my sweats and kind of working from home and taking it easy today. Nancy says, if you're on tier 2 and your benefit year is going to expire, do you have to file a new claim? Yes, you do. Lupe says, I got an award letter today for a new claim, but my weekly benefit amount went down $100. Lupe, so that's what we were just talking about. Were you PEUC when you applied for that new claim? If so, they're going to keep you on your existing claim and apply the extensions to the existing claim before your new claim kicks in. But if you were Fed Ed, they are going to keep you at the lower weekly benefit amount. So my fingers are crossed for you that you're going from PEUC to that new claim, because then it won't be $100 less. And what else did I want to say about that? It could also be possible that you will additionally get that 1277 letter. And if you get the 1277 invalid claim letter, since that does kind of void the award letter, if you get that, that would also mean you stay on your existing claim. Sophia says, I opened an, you guys, I don't know if you can hear the ice cream truck. I know that I've mentioned I have thin walls here. Anyway, there's an ice cream truck passing by. Okay, so Sophia says, I opened a new claim and my account said pending. So that can be because your claim is in review. All of the claims, once we try and apply for a new claim, they go into third-party review, and I'm told that that takes between 2 weeks and 6 weeks to complete that process. Freddie V, thank you for the donation. I don't see a question from you, though. Okay. Andrew, you should keep the cute little neighborhood cat. Aw. I do love cats. That one has really long hair. And the thing is, you guys, I've mentioned that I call them my roommate, but they really rent out my garage to do work from home because their home environment's not quiet enough to like work from home. And the cat started off like visiting my roommate. My roommate really loves the cat, but it has to go outside to get the cat. So the cat's like this whole like questionable thing. It does seem to be mainly living between my roommate renting my garage to work from home and my house lately. I'm like a part cat owner, but the cat does still go outside, which I know a lot of people frown on. It's not ideal, but I don't know what else to do. Okay. IATSE says, is there any update as to when pending status will be paid out? Not necessarily, but anytime you're pending for more than 72 hours, please call them and find out why. Make sure that they tell you, oh, you're just waiting on the extension, or you're waiting on the programming to be complete on the extension. My concern is that there might be an underlying issue that you guys think is just going to automatically be taken care of that is not necessarily going to be automatically taken care of. So that's why, even if I think I might know what's wrong with your claims, I do still encourage you guys to call because there can be multiple issues at the same time. Dream On says, my ID.me account is locked because I accidentally answered no for authorization for login. I need help. Okay. Their CEO is really responsive on Twitter, and I've also heard people have been able to reach him on Instagram. His name is Blake Hall, and so on Twitter and on Instagram, I would tag both him and ID.me, the company, and explain that to them, and they should tweet you back or send you an Instagram message back and help you with that. I'm so sorry that happened. IATSE, thank you for saying that you love the channel. Freddie, you called the EDD and spoke to a tier 1 representative, and they told me my PEUC benefit year ended, my regular EUI, and she told me not to apply, that they would do it automatically. I'm at a $0 balance. So Freddie V, sometimes when you call them, they're going to ask you a couple of questions, and there is a way for some of the reps to bypass totally applying for a new claim. Now, some of the reps sometimes have bad information, but if they told you that you don't need to reapply, my understanding is that it's because something that took place either during that conversation or maybe a conversation that you had with a rep earlier in the year, maybe they made some notes in the account, that because of something said during one of these conversations, they're able to tell that you're not going to qualify for a new claim and kind of bypass the official process of filing for a new claim. And I'm hesitant to say this, but if they told you that, I would tend to trust them. But you're certainly welcome to call on that and just confirm it. April says, I'm currently on hold with the EDD. I've been on hold for an hour and 43 minutes. I'm calling because my payment for $320 of the pending, but I got paid for the last 2 weeks. Yes, definitely find out what that's about and keep holding. I would say that you're in the home stretch now. Most calls seem to get answered at about the 2-hour mark. Tracy, you put in a message earlier as a subscriber. Where is it? So Tracy, that's usually for the Sunday lives, but let me check my community for my members only pages. I bet I'm going to find it. No, I don't see it. So normally there's like a community tab. And so I'll do a post that asks members, do you have any questions that you want me to answer at the beginning of the live? And that's usually for the Sunday morning live. And that's so that if you're paying for channel membership, you don't have to listen to the whole live to see if your question gets answered. It'll be answered right there at the beginning. But Tracy, I'll be on the lookout for your question. I have a way that I can also sort by member comments. So I'll look for your comment and see if that got in there. And thank you for being a subscriber. Lucy, you're welcome. Veronica says, I need to get in contact with EDD. What's the number been calling all day? The only one that I know is probably the one that you've been calling. Well, I know 2 numbers, but both of them are the really common numbers. I personally choose 833-978-2511. You're going to listen to the long intro message, and then once it's done, quickly hit 134. The other number is 800-300-5616. But both numbers are slow, and the EDD was closed yesterday. So I think that they have like double the calls that they normally get. Okay, Miss Mommy said, when I checked my profile today, it shows the new claim. Okay, Davina says, when will PEUC be able to certify? So not until the programming's in place. If you're waiting on the PEUC 3 extension, which they've said between April 10th and April 30th. I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later. Doggo says, I certified my weeks and it only says received, and it's been for weeks. Help. So Doggo, you've got to call them, use Ask EDD, use the contact us from your UI Online homepage, and also reach out to your assembly member and let them know what's going on. Because oftentimes they can help. They're a little backlogged too, but they still seem to be faster than the EDD. Edgar says, I applied and put not cause of COVID, will I qualify? Yeah, I mean, if you're just generally unemployed, if you were let go and it had nothing to do with COVID, like the same rules for unemployment also still apply for traditional reasons of being let go. But you'll get an award letter, and you can appeal that decision if you disagree with that. If they totally just deny like a brand new claim and you've never had unemployment before. Grace says, I'm on regular UI claim. I'm receiving partial unemployment and know I have to make under 600. How does added PTO hours work? Do I have to report that? I think that's on the second page. Like there's the section that says, did you earn wages? And then there's like that second page that asks if you got severance pay or in lieu of pay. And I think that's the section that paid time off goes into. So you do need to report that, but usually the items that go in that section don't seem to reduce your weekly benefit amount. Not all of them, but most of them don't. Let's get started. It said, when I reapply with the website button after my PEUC expires, how will I know if I qualify? Letter in the mail or UI inbox? They will send traditional mail. And you guys certainly are welcome to apply yourself for a new claim online, but I do recommend calling. That's I'm going to stick to that. Okay. Shoot. Yes, Ben, work has been slow. I'm skipping around because I want to try and find Sinead's comment. Hello, Spider-Man. Spider-Man, I saw you wanted Jenny Silver to do workout videos. I think I'm the one that needs to do workout videos. Once unemployment ends, it won't be pretty though, I'll tell you that much. Okay, sorry. I'm looking for Sinead's comment to her my follow-up questions to her. Except it seemed to disappear. All right, I'm just gonna try and pick up where I left off and we'll get to it eventually. And thank you, Myra, for the cute hearts and the stars. Xtina says, I was on the phone with EDD for 6 hours today. I wish that wasn't true. I wish I thought you were just telling tall tales, but I bet that is true. I'm so sorry, but thank you for being persistent, and I hope they fixed your answer. Inge says, how in the world is anyone getting through to the EDD phone lines? So persistence, 6 hours, like I believe that, unfortunately. When I called over 83 times in a row. My phone got so hot, I had to pull off the phone case. You guys have probably heard that story a million times now. But just keep hitting redial. When you listen to that first long intro message, quickly hit 134. Guys, don't call after 6 p.m. There's going to be too many people already holding in the queue for you to get through before they close at 8 p.m. And I've totally lost my place, you guys. So you guys know when I lose my place, like the video. I'm trying to scroll up. Okay, I'm going to do Tune to Me, FX's question. And then I see that they've asked that question a lot. So I'm going to delete the duplicate message, or I'll try to. I'm on a claim at the moment. I don't think it's an extension, but I have less than $500 remaining balance. Do I have to file a new claim for the next time I certify? So it just depends on when your benefit year is over. If it's been 12 months, 1 whole year since you first applied, and you're not on a PUA claim, then yes, you do need to see if you qualify for a new claim. But yeah, it's going to be 12 months from when you first applied, 1 whole year, and not if you're on PUA. Oops. Okay. I hope that answered that. Okay. Oop. Tune to me, FX. I'm going to put you in a timeout and see if that deletes all the comments. I'm so sorry. It's just that there were a lot of duplicate comments. Guys, okay. All right. Anthony said, they paid me for last 2 weeks, but I know I'm not going to qualify for a new claim. Oh, but I know I'm going to qualify for a new claim at a much lower weekly benefit amount. Bad grandpa. So are you on PEUC right now? Because if you're on a PEUC claim and you qualify for a new claim when you file a new claim, then if it's less than if your new weekly benefit amount decreases by more than $25, they're gonna keep you on your existing extension at the higher amount. Tanner says, my benefit year ends on 4/19 on extension tier 2. What should I do? So Tanner, I had another comment almost exactly like yours earlier, like just in the comments on another video. So you've kind of got a double whammy. You are waiting on the EDD to complete the third PEUC Tier 3 extension, but your benefit year ends and in the middle of when that programming takes place. So in your case, I would wait till as close to 4/19 as possible, maybe even 4/19, hoping that the extension is in place by then. That way you would be paid any missing weeks on that programming and then see if you qualify for a new claim on 4/19. Either way, you are going to have to qualify or see if you qualify for a new claim. If not, they just keep you on the extension. But you can't really even file a new claim until about 5 days before your benefit year ends. So I would, in your case, I would wait till 4/19. Just because I just feel like if they have the programming in place when you apply for the new claim, it's going to be easier. I don't know that for sure though, but either way, you're going to have to apply for that new claim. Freddie, thank you again for the donation. You're on regular unemployment PEUC extension 2 at $0 balance. Your benefit year ended 4/3. I called today and they told me not to reapply. I'll be automatic. So okay. So, but my feeling is that they asked you something during this call or maybe on a prior call where they made some notes in your account, and the question that they would be asking you where they could bypass filing a new claim, that question is normally going to be, have you worked at all since you first filed your original claim? And if you tell them, no, I haven't worked at all since I first filed for benefits, then they know you're not going to qualify for a new claim and they can keep you on the extension. I hope that made sense. Okay. Joshua, your payment is pending. What do? You got to call them anytime your payments are pending more than 72 hours. Tori says, I filed a new claim through the file a new claim option because my UI didn't give me that option. Now I'm showing a reference number and my old claim to certify this Sunday. If it lets you certify and pays, then go ahead and certify. If when you certify this Sunday, it gets stuck on pending, call them to see what part of the process they are in terms of your new claim. Doggo, I think we answered yours. Linda says, I really hope PEUC 3 is fully implemented by April 10th. I do too, but I think that would be really early because they said between April 10th and April 30th. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. This is just my personal opinion. I think they're going to do it in batches because that's how they've done it before. And so many of us have our claim years ending at the exact same time. I kind of think that April 10th is going to be the earliest that they start to roll it out and that they're going to continue rolling it out April 10th through the 30th. So I'm hoping that they get it done earlier. With PUA, they did get things done earlier, but I'm at least mentally prepared that it could take longer. But it doesn't hurt to put the good juju out into the universe. So yes, I hope so too, but I'm mentally prepared for at least some of us not to get paid again until April 30th. Okay, Jennifer says, I was able to get a hold of EDD. They said my PUA account was under review for ID verification. Do you know how long that takes? So usually they've said it's supposed to take between 7 and 10 days once they get your documents from ID.me. If you had to use DocuSign, that process takes about 6 to 8 weeks. And even though the EDD said 7 to 10 days, it seems like it takes closer to 30 days after you complete ID.me for the EDD to update your account. Oh, Inge says, my payment for the first 2 weeks of March was just posted as outstanding, not paid. Could that mean that I need to reapply? If so, how? I cannot for the life of me get through via the telephone. So that outstanding normally means that they sent you a physical check that you're going to need to cash. Vanessa, I'm glad that you the flow of these streams seems a little bit slower. Although I will tell you guys, I'm already 31 minutes behind the in the chat. And Sine is reminding everybody to please hit the like button, and I sure would appreciate that. Okay. Shelley says, I was on PEUC, then FedEd. My year ended. Filed a new claim. Denied. Got that letter. Got the new claim letter. Determined invalid. No new claim. Went through review. Do I get to get PEUX? Yes, but PEUX is the one that they're calling the Tier 2 extension, and it's my understanding that they couldn't apply the Tier 2 extension to anyone's claim. Like if you had a claim balance, you could continue drawing it down, but that they can't add the second PEUC extension to anyone's claim after the week ending March 13th. So you are also waiting for the new programming to be complete for PEUC 3. But once that's complete, you should be able to certify for all the missing weeks. Okay, let's see here. Joel says maybe it's too soon to tell, but I wonder if anyone is on PEUC 3 right now. I don't think so because they haven't done the computer programming yet. Justin says, what's a good number for the EDD? None of them. They are all slow, but I do call 833-978-2511. Mary is reminding people to like the video and subscribe. Yes, if you guys like the video and you subscribe, it does help the channel. And I really, truly appreciate it. I enjoy being here for you guys. I'm very sad when I don't know the answer for you guys, I'm really sad when the answer is not good news for you guys. So if you appreciate it at all, liking the video and subscribing to the channel does help a lot. Hello, Ursula. And I'm not drinking from it today, but you guys were so welcoming about the sponsored video, and I really appreciated that as well. I was really worried about how people were gonna feel about that, but thank you for understanding that. Xylon says, I've been trying to call the EDD for a whole week straight, and all they keep saying is that they can't accept my phone call because they're busy right now. I am calling to file a new claim. Okay. So I'll give you some good times. Oh, and you guys, if you can avoid calling Sunday and Monday, I feel like those are the two busiest days because of course we all certify on Sunday. And then Monday's the day after we certify. So the people that didn't get through to them on Sunday are all trying Monday. That's especially true today since the phone lines were closed yesterday. I like to call between 8 a.m. and 8:15. Well, I don't like to call at all. That's a lie. But I've had decent luck calling between 8 a.m. and 8:15. 11 a.m. I don't try calling at noon. I think they're all on lunch, but I've had good luck calling at 1. I think that's when they get back from lunch, and from about 1 to 6 p.m. After 6 p.m., if you're not already in the queue on hold, I tend to think that the queue is already too full of people holding in order for you to get to a rep. Then after the long intro message, you guys are going to quickly hit 1, 3, 4. Justin said, call these people 100 times. This is some BS. I agree, but maybe one of those tips will help you. Rasar says, I hear that calling EDD at 4 is the best time. However, if you try to get to a claims specialist by then, it might be too late. Perhaps. The Jade Turtle says, talks to the EDD a few minutes ago. I can't talk. Hang on. What's going on? The Jade Turtle says, talked to the EDD a few minutes ago, and the rep filed a new claim, but wasn't eligible. So the rep requested and put me on FedEd and told me that I would be able to certify and be paid in about 24 to 72 hours from today. The Jade Turtle, this is where I feel like they weren't honest with you. I don't think that's going to be true. I hope it is. I'm just going to tell you that when I called, I was told something similar, like, oh, you don't qualify for a new claim, but I'll request FedEd for you, which also is not the path it's supposed to go on, but that's a whole nother story. So I'm not able to certify, and it's been 2 weeks now, and I'm starting to get all the paperwork in the mail about the new claim that's not valid. I don't know what's going on with me. I know it's... Anyway, so first I got the invalid claim letter number 1277. I don't know what's going on. Then I got an award letter, but the award letter is going to be invalid because the invalid claim notice means that it's invalid. Then I got paperwork about like payment options, like, oh, do you want a debit card or checks? And then it also goes into review once we file a new claim. So I would love it if you can certify and get paid in 24 to 72 hours. But on that one, I don't think they're correct. And I'd be really surprised if that's how it happens. Roxana says, I have tier 2 extension. Do I have to reapply again? If you have not already reapplied and your benefit year is over, yes. When your benefit year is over, extension tier 2 is the same thing as PEUC. So you are going to need to see if you qualify for a new claim. Sorry, there's some of these. Okay, so Doggo, I got tiers. You need to try and reach your assembly member. I hope you heard that. Tanner, your claim ends on 4/19. So for you, I wait right up until 4/19, but like 4/18 or 4/19 and call them to see if you qualify for a new claim. Anthony, I was approved for a new claim, but when I certified, it was stuck in pending. When I called, they said my claim had actually been denied and they placed me back on FedEd. Is that normal? Yes. Yes, it is. Wait, so I was approved. Wait, are you sure you were approved for a new claim? Oh, because you can get the award letter and also get the denial letter. So yes, if you hadn't worked enough, like if you hadn't worked at all since your original claim, you wouldn't qualify for a new claim. So yeah, and then if you don't qualify for a new claim, they do keep you on your current program and apply the extensions to those. So yeah, that's possible. Christella says, I'm on tier 2 and I have a balance and my benefit year ends on March 22nd. I've been trying to call and can't get through. What should I do? Christella, if you absolutely can't get through, you do want to file a new claim like as close to your benefit year ending as possible. You don't want to wait. You can do it yourself online. Say knee, like my knee. I'm writing it down. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I really want to get people's names right. I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh, it's close enough. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to learn your names, even if it's difficult because I can't hear you pronounce them. Say-ni. Okay. Oh. All right. Patricia's sharing the number. Phage says, keep going. I'm a good person. Thank you. Somjit says, UI 1 year ends on 4/10. Need to reapply? Please show how to reapply step by step. And do we need to do ID.me again? Please answer. If you've already done ID.me, you shouldn't need to do it again. And is it regular UI that ended 4/10? I know a lot of PUA claims had that date before, but it is possible to be on regular unemployment and have an end date of 4/10 as well. The thing is I can't exactly, I should have probably filed a new claim online to make the video, but I didn't think of that, and I called because that's what I'm following my own advice, and I really do recommend calling, because if you don't qualify for a whole new claim, they do kind of have the ability to bypass the official applying for a new claim process, and then that can be faster. I will try and maybe I can try and have like one of the people I work with let me film them filing a new claim, or at least like get some screenshots or something. Rachel says, I certified initial claim 4/4. How long does it take to determine, and when can I file a claim certification for 4/10? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Was that your first time certifying? If you first certified first time ever on 4/4, it's normally 2 weeks before you can certify for benefits again. JB says, I have been waiting with a frozen account since December for fraud. I have certified 14 times in pending status. Please help. I have no money. No, you guys don't need to send money. I appreciate it so much when you do, but I get that we're all on unemployment, and I actually love saving money. So I would prefer, I like making money too, but I want you guys to like save your money and grow your wealth. And so no need for a donation, just to get that out there. I do appreciate it, but totally not necessary. The only help that I can think of in that case, JB, is to email your assembly member. I haven't done the description for this video yet, but I will, and the link is in most all of my other videos. You can Google Assembly Member California. At least if you email them, you've got something in writing. Also, call the EDD, use Ask EDD, and use the contact us on EDD as well once you're logged into your UI online account. Do those 4 things and see what they tell you, and I hope that you're about to get paid soon. I'm so sorry that it's been so long. Okay, so damn it, I gotta look again. Sani. Why can't I get that? All right. So Sani, yes, if you're still within your benefit, and I told you I was going to remember that because it's July 6th or 7th when your benefit year ends, which is right by my birthday. I remember that part now. So yes, you're just waiting on them to do the PEUC Tier 3 programming. Marie says, good day. My benefit year began on April 12th. That means I don't have to do anything, right? No, that unless you have a PUA claim, you do need to file a new claim. This guy says, my new claim went through, but not have received payments for 3 weeks. What should I do? You need to call them and find out why, and also enlist the help of your assembly member, use Ask EDD, and contact us. Got to find out why those are pending. Rose says, I filed a new claim, certified 2 weeks, then says pending to disqualification. Why is that? I'm looking into this disqualification issue. I'm not 100% sure why that is. So once I can determine a pattern and get it confirmed, I will certainly let you guys know. Also, if you guys want to call the EDD, I definitely do that and see what they tell you. And I would love if you guys shared that with me so that then I could share it with more viewers to help them know what's going on. Christella, we talked a lot about which number to call, so I'm going to skip that one. Luis says, how long for the EDD to start the payment? I filed a new claim. So all new claims are going to go through review, and they say to start getting paid on the new claim, it still takes at least 21 days. Young Keith said, I certified on 4/4. I always get my payments on Mondays. All right. Young Keith, that cut off, but it's probably just delayed because of the holiday is going to be my guess on that. It's pretty common, even though a lot of people say that since it's all computerized, the holiday shouldn't mess it up. In my experience, it's pretty common that the holiday does mess it up. Diana says, I'm on my third claim now that it's pending. You've got anytime it's pending for more than 72 hours, more than 3 days, you've got to call them. Amanda's having trouble with ID.me. It won't verify her even when she did what it says. So reach out to them on Twitter at ID.me and the CEO, Blake Hall. Try reaching out to them on Instagram as well. That CEO and or his assistants are pretty responsive. All right. Anthony says, oh yeah, it's telling Marie that she has to reapply. Selena says, my PEUC claim ended March 21st, and now I can't certify. Maximum benefits. Benefit year ended, but my year ends in June. Do I just need to wait? Yes, you just need to wait for the third PEUC programming. Oh, JB, all right. Just so you guys know, JB pieced out. He missed the answer to his question. I am at 6:14 on the timestamp. So what is that? About 35 minutes behind in the comments. You guys, at least I'm slightly faster than the EDD. It's hard to get to everybody's question, and I like to try and give attention to all the questions. And sometimes I babble and get sidetracked. Hopefully that's endearing. Oh, Anthony. Anthony's saying that so the first time I saw the donation where it said like 100, I freaked out. That is in another currency. So it's not quite it's still very much appreciated, but it's not like a crazy amount that I initially thought. But I freaked out on that too, and I nearly cried because I feel like definitely people don't have $100 to spend right now, or 50 or whatever, but it is in another currency, so it doesn't translate quite to what the dollar is. Jesse says, I applied for a new claim on April 30th. I just got a letter in the mail saying I have to put my info in Cal Jobs. Also, it's giving me weeks to certify. Do I just certify? Not on that letter that comes in the mail. Certify online would be my recommendation, because I also, with my award letter, got the paper certification by mail form, but I have the invalid claim notice as well. So that new claim's not going to be valid. In terms of Cal Jobs, as far as I know, the work search requirement is still waived, and we don't need to do that. Solomon says, what if I still have an available balance during the phase-out period? Once I certify this coming Sunday, will I receive the full claim amount, including the $300 boost? So you'll only receive like your weekly benefit amount plus the $300. So it's not going to it won't give you everything that you see left in that claim balance. And then you're waiting for the additional PEUC programming to be completed. And then your payments will resume again right from where they took off. Yeah, Mike. Oh my God. Yes. It's still, I don't care. It's nice that I don't care if it's 100 Mexican pesos. It's very nice. I appreciate it. But yes, the first time I saw that, I thought it was like, I was just like shocked. But anything you guys donate is appreciated, and you guys do not have to donate to get your questions answered. Isabel says, got the letter of disqualification since I reapplied, but there isn't any update on my UI online when I log in. Do I now have to wait till everything updates to stay on my claim? Yes, and I'm in the same boat with you, Isabel, if that makes you feel any better. It's been 2 weeks. I have all the letters, but my UI online homepage it hasn't updated. All right, I'm going to do bad grandpas, and then I'm going to start switching around. So Anthony says, I'm afraid that I won't be able to get max benefits like I'm getting now. I know I'm going to qualify. I worked the first 2 quarters in 2020, but I didn't make that much. But had you applied for unemployment benefits? Because I also have a lot of wages in my base period, but I haven't worked at all since I first filed. Well, now I have, but I hadn't worked at all since I first filed my unemployment claim at the time when I reapplied for benefits. And if you haven't worked, even if you have wages in your base period, if you haven't worked at all since you first applied for benefits, then you don't qualify for the new claim. Now, there are some people who have worked a little bit that do qualify for new claims. But if you're on PEUC currently and or when you reapplied for benefits and your new weekly benefit amount is more than $25 lower, then they keep you on the current claim and add the extensions to it. If you go from Fed Ed and are approved for the new claim, they do give you the lower weekly benefit amount. Hello, LA Barbie. Thank you for the donation. You got the award letter and types of payment, but you never got a letter of disqualification or approved. Is it still a waiting game? Um, yes, if you can't certify, but I would call them on that. So you think that you did qualify for a new claim because you never got that 1277 disqualification letter. I would just call them. I would say, hey, I got the award letter. And I know, like, I hate to give, especially because you donate to the channel frequently, but I don't want to say that, yes, it's going to happen automatically. And then there's some extra step that you need to do that because I said, yeah, it's going to happen automatically, that you waited and then something went wonky. So I do recommend calling. And then this is what I would say. I would say, hey, I received an award letter for the new claim, but I haven't been able to certify online yet for those benefits. Can you tell me why that is? In your case, that's what I would say. Okay. I am going to start skipping around in the comments a little bit because I want to try and catch more of you that are hopefully still in the chat. Alberto left a cute bunny and said, Happy Easter. Happy Easter to those of you that celebrate it. Anthony put in all caps, I think this is a different Anthony. Anyone who isn't on PUA has to reapply. Yes. Although some people on Fed Ed have been allowed to certify past their benefit claim end year and continue to get paid. But I actually, I watched Jenny Silver's videos and she points out as well, be prepared that even if you're on Fed Ed and for some reason you have been able to certify and get paid past your benefit year, at some point, you most likely are going to have to file a new claim. You're going to do that the second your claim gets hung up on pending or not paid. Uh-oh. Magusna says, I called and applied for a new claim and was denied. The rep said not to worry, I'll be on my old claim, and now my unemployment is saying I can certify again on April 25th because that you can certify again. That would be good if it says you can certify again, which is what you typed. Erica, thank you for the donation. My claim year ended and I'm on Fed Ed. I opened a new claim and it wants me to ID verify again. Not sure what to do. I need to look into that. I wish I had a clear answer for you. I am starting to get lots of reports of that. I would think that you don't actually need to do it again. But again, this is one of those things where I don't want to tell you don't do it. And then it turns out that you need to do it. So I recommend calling and being like, what the heck? And then I would love it if you shared that with me so that I have a definite answer to give other people that are in this situation. I would think that you don't need to do that. They should already have that. You should not need to do it again. But since it's asking you that, I don't know for 100% sure that you don't have to do it. It's frustrating for me too. All right. Kay is saying, I reapplied for a new claim a week ago, and when I log on my account, there's a reopen claim button. Do I need to reopen my claim as well? The reopen claim button is only supposed to be there if it's been, I think, more than 30 days since you last certified for unemployment benefits. That's the only reason. If it's been less than 30 days since you last certified, it's just a glitch, but you should call the EDD to have them remove the glitch. I feel so bad that that's the answer so often. Thank you, Luis, for the donation. It's probably lots of donations coming in. Jocelyn says, I got a notice of requirement to register for work letter through the mail today. What do I need to do? Should I be concerned? No, I think that's the Cal Jobs letter. And as far as I know, the work search requirement is still waived. a lot of people that did file new claims, they're starting to see the page crop up where it says you must be able and available to work. It's not a page, sorry, it's right there on your UI Online homepage. So I think you got the CalJobs thing, but other people that are worried about the work search requirement are starting to see the message on their UI Online homepage that says you must be able and available to work, which all of ours say that, but other people have an additional statement that says, and you must look for work each week. Mine had that for the longest time. It actually didn't drop off until I hit skip. So still click yes that you're looking for work, but the work search requirement is still waived. So when you get to the page where you're supposed to list the jobs you looked for, you can still hit skip, and that should not cause any issues. All right. Eyes of the World 2020 said 8:15 a.m. worked and press the 134 after listening to the long message to get through. Let's see here. Sorry, okay. So I'm all the way down at, now I've skipped really far. Hollywood TV says, what if I have a balance, but I can't certify? So if it's not letting you certify, you've got to call them to find out why. And if you can't get through, enlist the help of your assembly member, use the Ask EDD feature, and send them a message through Contact Us. Charisse says, when applied and asked to call to complete application, what information is asked when called? I don't know that either. I think it's just really simple questions. It's not the questions that people have trouble with, it's the wait time holding to speak to a referee. Oh. Journey of Life says my benefit year is ended and now it says reapply for a new claim. I applied last year, April 5th, 2020 with a W-2. So I don't know if it's PUA or PEUC. So let me know, what do I need to do? File a new claim or what? Yes, Journey of Life. If you had a W-2, it sounds like you have a regular unemployment claim, which would now be PEUC. I do have a video about how to find what program you're on, but basically you're going to go log on to your UI Online page, hit history, transactions, and then it'll show payment type, and that'll show which program you're on. And if it says extension tier 2, that's also PEUC, and then you would need to file a new claim as well. Martin, thank you for the donation. I'm on PEUC too. I called in and the rep extended my claim over the phone about a week ago. I haven't received an award letter yet. How long do I have to wait? All right, this is a great question and it has not come up before. So Martin, this is kind of what we want to happen. This is why both Jenny and I are encouraging people to call the EDD. Since they extended your claim on the phone, it sounds like they did the thing where they bypass officially filing for a new claim. And if that's the case, you're not going to get a denial letter or an award letter because they just kind of they extended your existing claim without having you file a new claim. And I don't know exactly what it's called when they do that on the back end. So I'm just saying they're bypassing the officially having you file a new claim. So that's what it sounds like happened in your case. So I don't think you're going to get those letters, but you did the right thing by calling. Now, if you're wondering when you're going to get that because you haven't gotten paid in a little while, it could just be that you're waiting for the third PEUC extension to kick in. I do have to go soon, you guys. Uh-oh. Who's Jose? Jose's not giving up. I didn't see it. Scotty filed a new claim over the phone with the claim ending 410. Got a letter in the mail saying my claim was filed and shows a weekly benefit amount of 0, but not disqualified. Am I just waiting for the extension? Yes, you are. Hi, Lisa. Same thing with you. You called today and she renewed my claim and said I would continue to receive benefits and to keep certifying. Yes. Okay. We're going to do Gladys's. Thank you for the donation. And then I do need to go because I was working from home today and I even told them, I was like, I have an obligation at 6 that I have to keep. So that's with you guys, but they're waiting on some reports from me. Um, Gladys says, I was on SDI during April of 2020. Oh, but then there's another donation. I'll do the other donation as well. I was on SDI during April 2020. And no, I can go back to work. I've been off since December 16th, 2021. You probably mean 2020 because we're not at December 16th of 2021 yet. Boy, you're trying to fast forward the year. Can I file for unemployment? Are you still on SDI? You can always apply and see if your claim gets approved. But when you're on, you can't have both of those programs at once. So if you're applying for unemployment benefits, your doctor would need to clear you for work, because to get unemployment, you do have to be able and available to work, to accept work. And unfortunately, if you're collecting disability, then that would mean that you are not able and available to accept work. But if your doctor is giving you clearance and you just haven't found a new job yet due to COVID, then yes, you would qualify most likely. I don't work for the EDD, but yeah, in that case, you should apply and see what they say. Luis, thank you for the donation again. I'm sorry I didn't find your comment. Your dad has to reapply, but now he's stuck on ID.me waiting for an interview. Takes forever. Does he have to wait or contact the EDD instead? He is going to need to wait. And I know that oftentimes those wait times are over 5 hours. If he's already on hold right now, if he's in the queue, they apparently have people working there 24/7. So I do recommend continuing to hold. If he was like, I'm not waiting 5 hours and he already hung up for today, there's a couple of tips that I can give you that hopefully will help avoid having to wait to speak with that referee. Those tips are: try and use a laptop or a computer when you do the ID.me process. If he has one that he can borrow from someone. I don't know why, but sometimes that works a little bit better. Then I've heard not to use Safari as the web browser. That's the standard browser that comes with like Apple or like an iPhone. And again, I don't know why that is. I've heard that Google Chrome is the preferred web browser. So try a laptop or a desktop computer. Try not to use Safari as the web browser. And then if that doesn't work, try reaching out to the ID.me and the CEO of ID.me, Blake Hall, on Twitter and on Instagram. That CEO is very responsive and he can often help people, especially older people that are struggling. More donations. Thank you for the donation. I don't want people to feel like I only answer people that donate, and I do need to go because they're waiting on something from work for me. I'm being a naughty employee, but I like you guys better for now. Oliver says, Jose asked, he's on Fed Ed and that his year ended and a rep told him to wait. Okay, so Oliver, thank you so much. You guys are so wonderful helping each other. So thank you for putting in that donation on Jose's behalf, since I did see that. That's very nice of you. So thank you. So here's what that is. I really think that there's probably a question that came up during that phone call when the reps tell you guys, oh no, you're just waiting. All you need to do is wait on the extension to be applied to your claim. That is usually because they see something in your account where they know you're not going to qualify, or they've asked you a question during that phone call. Usually, have you done any work since you first applied for benefits? And something in that conversation tells the rep, this person's not going to qualify for a new claim. So then they bypass officially having you file for a new claim with them on the phone, and they're going to apply the extensions to your existing claim. So that should be true. You should be able to trust the rep. There is another interesting case with some people that are on Fed Ed. There are some people whose benefit year ended back in December, October, November, December of 2020. So their claims would have started sometime in 2019 before the pandemic hit. Those are considered grandfathered claims, is the term that I'm hearing on the Facebook message board. And those people, at some point, the EDD has already checked to see if they'll qualify for a new claim, is my understanding. So they're not going to have to go through that whole process again, but they still should call to see what the EDD tells them. But you guys, if the reps tell you that there's nothing that you need to do, it's hard because, like, on the one hand, I don't know what the official term is for this bypassing that they're doing, but we should be able to believe the information that they tell us. And if for some reason what they tell you isn't true, write down the date you called and what they told you, see if they'll give you a name. And if it doesn't play out the way that they've said it will, email that information to your local assembly member and have them help you with your claim. That is the best advice that I can give you. Thank you, Oliver, for putting in Jose's question. All right. And guys, that is going to be the last one for me because I got some work stuff I got to do for the movie theater. I'm coming up with the weekend show times. So we're going to figure out what time Godzilla is playing this weekend. Oh, thank you, Johnny. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. If you haven't already, please like the video. Thank you. Good night.